Hello everyone, I'm gonna teach y'all how to render, kind of. I have SimRipper open. You can get this on Mod the Sims. I don't remember who made it, but I'm sure you'll be able to find it with a cursory Google search. I have this sim I made. There she is. That's her. I'm gonna clean the day mesh just to make it a little smoother, and then save. I just save it to my desktop because I'm lazy, but you can save it wherever. And it takes a while, but it'll get there. There it is. Okay, so I'm going to open Blender. Ignore how slow my computer is, I have too much stuff on it. Okay. First thing we're gonna do is delete the cube, because we don't need it. I personally like Blender 2.8 over 2.7. I find it way easier to understand and control, but I don't know. A lot of people like 2.79, but I'm going to be using 2.8. So we're going to go to File, Import, and then select Collada. Go to where you saved the file, which happens to be the desktop, and then Import. So this is her, just living her best life, but she's got no texture. So, what we gotta do is open up the rig, or I don't know how to describe it, but you see what I'm doing. And you're gonna go down all the way to this section right here, Materials. And then you're gonna pull from this side to create a new window, go up here in editor type and change it to shader editor, and then we're going to make new material. So Blender 2.8 has nodes. I really prefer them to whatever was going on in 2.7, but they definitely take a little bit to get used to. So right here you have sort of the main thing that everything else connects to. I don't really know much about nodes besides what I saw from a tutorial on YouTube, so I'm not going to give you any sort of specifics because I'm an idiot. But first we're going to go to Add, down to Texture, and then to Image Texture. And if you can see right here, this little yellow dot next to color, we're going to click, hold, and drag that down to base color. Then we're going to see here the image options. We're going to click open, ignore everything that's going on my desktop, then open the diffuse, not the specular but the diffuse. And up here you can change the viewport shading. I'm going to go to texture, and there she is. She's got some white eyelashes, but it's a look. Then we're going to add another image texture, and this time we're going to do the same thing but drag it to specular, and then we're going to add the specular file. Alright, here's where I lose any and all comprehension of what's happening, but I know how to do it. So we're going to go to Shader and add Mix Shader right between these two nodes. And we're going to drag this from the middle to the bottom. And we're going to drag this underneath color, there's alpha, we're going to drag that to the first little dot on this mix shader node. Then last step, I'm going to take another shader. This time we're doing transparent BSDF, whatever that means. And we're going to drag that to the second little dot on the mix shader. And then you have your entire thing. You don't have to mess with that anymore. But you do have to do the materials for the glass if you're using 3D eyelashes, which I am. So we're going to do all of that again, just with the glass textures. There's only one little difference, which I'll get to in a second. So I'm just going to do this again. Okay, now same exact setup as before. The only difference is we're going to go all the way over here to the properties menu for your material. And down here where it says blend mode under settings, we're going to switch it from opaque to alpha hashed. And then blammo, as Patrick Starr says, you have all your textures done. That's really as much as you have to do with textures and the mesh itself. Now you just have to pose it. So you're going to click under the rig menu, you're going to click pose. That brings you to pose mode. You're going to make sure you have the rig on so you can see these little dots on your face. You're going to click one to select it, right click, and then insert keyframe. And you're going to do this one. No idea what that's supposed to mean, but have at it. And then go up here to editor type again, and you're going to go to non-linear animation. Underneath rig and rig action here, you're going to press this button, and then you have a track. But delete whatever is on the track, because you don't need that. Now we're going to append a pose that we are going to export from Sims 4 Studio. So I'll show you how to do that. Alright, I'm going to use some poses from Helgatisha because they're the last ones that I opened. See here, got all the poses, got the info and everything. You're going to go to clips. Choose whatever pose you want from any of these. I'm just going to choose this one. And then save it to wherever you like. I'm just going to save it to the folder that I have it in, which is Sims 4 Backup. That's where I keep all my poses and blend files. Wait. If your computer's faster than mine, it might not take as long. It probably is faster than mine. Okay. You don't have to do anything with that. I think it just opens it when it saves it. We're going to go back to Blender. We are going to go into File and append the pose. So open wherever you save that pose to. Click on it, click Append, go into the Action folder, and that's where you're going to append. But it doesn't show up here until you go into Add and click Add Action Strip and add the pose. And voila! Uh-oh, someone's car is beeping. So as you can see, she's looking fierce. I'm going to hide that rig though, and I'm going to get out of pose mode. Go back into object mode. And then we have camera and lighting. Personally, lighting is my favorite part of making renders. Just because you can make it look any way you want to. Up here, you're going to go from this method of shading to the full rendered method of shading, and turn that down because that's quite a lot of power in that light there. So as you can see, it basically is like a little lamp that you can move wherever you want. Most people put it up above, but if you want cool effects, you can put it down, behind, or whatever. I'm just going to do here for now. And then camera, it's all the way over here. I hate messing with the camera, because you gotta rotate it all which way and everything, and it's a pain in the rear end, but basically you kind of just mess around with it until you like it. Right here I'm clicking toggle camera view just so I can see exactly the position it's in before I make the final render. If you want to make it a portrait instead of landscape, you just rotate it like that. You're going to have to look at it sideways, but you can just edit that in Photoshop to turn it clockwise. And that's how you set up the camera. If you want, you can put in a plane, just so the model has something to stand on, or stand against rather. So you can set it up like so, and it will cast shadows against that. You can add objects from The Sims 4, you can add whatever, but I'm really lazy, so I usually just do this. And then we're going to go into render image, and there you have it. There she is. What a queen. So that's pretty much the entire process. It's really easy once you get used to it, sort of mindless, and it really opens up a lot of creative possibilities. So I hope you guys didn't mind my babbling, and peace out, Rob.